Hey everyone, this is me, Super Mag G, and we're at the main menu for Battle Assault 3 featuring Gundam Seed. So what is this game about? Well, this game focuses around a Gundam series called Gundam Seed, which has a sequel and an OVA, which I'll talk about maybe later, if you're lucky. Anyways, Gundam is an anime franchise about giant robots that fight each other, and that's what it's all about, is giant robots and wars and stuff. Anyways, Gundam Seed is about genetically modified people and normal people, called genetically modified people who were modified before birth, called coordinators, and natural people called naturals. And each has a separate force. One is the Earth Alliance force of the naturals who live on Earth, and the other is the coordinators, or Zaft, who live in space on colonies that they call plants. Anyways, in the game, it takes place in the cosmic era of year 70, and the Earth Alliance launches a nuclear missile at one of the plants called Junius 7. And what happens after that is the plant is destroyed and all the coordinators on it were killed. And thus started a war between the coordinators and naturals. And everyone thought the Earth Alliance forces were going to win at first, but it proved useless because they have mobile suits, not Gundams. They have mobile suits. Gundams are mobile suits. Anyways, mobile suits are giant robots, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, in the game, you play as Kira Yamato, who is the main character of the Gundam Seed, well, basically the first series of it. And you also play a little bit as his best friend Athrun after you beat the game. His name is Athrun Zola, and he is like an antagonist at the beginning of the game. And he fights against you because you're on the Earth Forces side, even though you're a coordinator. So anyways, Kira lives on Heliopolis, another colony, that's not called a plant, it's by the Orb Union. They mine an asteroid or something like that to make mobile suits for mining asteroids and stuff, to get minerals, to make more mobile suits, most likely. Which was kind of ironic, because they make mobile suits to make mobile suits. Okay. Anyways, so one day the Zaft attack the colony because they want the 5 prototype mobile suits that the Earth Alliance forces are making there. The Strike, Aegis, Buster, Blitz, and the Duel. Now, Kira gets shoved into one of the mobile suits. They're called Gundams. And they fight. Well, Kira fights his friend Athrun and other coordinators because he wants to protect his friends who are on the Archangel, which is the ship that is at Heliopolis that was made with the Gundams to be the Gundam's main base, like White Base from the original Gundam series from the 80s. Anyways, that's the whole beginning plot, basically, of the game. I'm not going to tell you any more. You'll have to learn from playing the game or from commentary from me. Anyways, the game follows the series loosely. The game these are the controls for the game. Because you're a mobile suit, you have jets. So you press the X button to jump, and if you hold it down, you get your jets boosted so that you can fly into the sky and move around. The square button is to shoot your laser rifle or machine gun, whatever you use. The triangle button is to kick or use physical melee attacks from the robot itself, the Gundam itself or mobile suit. And the circle button is to use your blade, knife, or energy blade that your mobile suit has to use. The R1 button uses your shield. Well, that's your guard, because it's an arena fighter based game. I forgot to mention that. And the L1 button uses one of your shields to activate a special ability. Now, there are combination moves where you can combine buttons. The 2 basic ones are triangle and circle, which is a grab move, which throws the person and damages their armor. And the two directional buttons down, and triangle and circle to activate your ultimate attack, which damages them heavily. That's the core gameplay of the game. Now, the other core gameplay part is that there are 3 types of armor. Well, basically only 2, but I say there's 3 or 4. There's phase shift armor, which you use, which protects you from energy. But if you're picked up and thrown, you can still take damage to your base armor. Base armor is the most armor that most of the mobile suits use, and is weak armor that is weak against lasers and everything else. But it has a large bar that eventually runs out, and it doesn't run out and doesn't make your mobile suit stall. Then you have just armor, which if you're thrown, you don't get damaged. You just can't move for a little bit. Then there's trans-phase armor, which is probably more defensive than phase shift armor. Anyways, that's the core gameplay of the game. When we get back, we'll go to our first mission and our first fight. Anyways, this is Super Mac G signing out for now.